Hiking can be an incredible adventure, but it can also turn deadly. In this video, we'll explore 5 real stories of the most disturbing hiker deaths of 2024. These tragedies reveal how quickly nature's beauty can become life-threatening. From unexpected accidents to chilling mysteries, these are stories that show the risks of venturing into the wild. It was October 18th, 2024 in Tellico Plains, Tennessee, a peaceful area surrounded by dense forests and scenic roads. That day, a distressed 911 call disrupted the calm. A man identifying himself as Brandon Andrade claimed he had fallen off a cliff while being chased by a bear. Injured and partly submerged in water, he pleaded for immediate help. What initially seemed like a tragic accident would soon unravel into a complex case involving deception, a stolen identity, and a nationwide manhunt. Emergency responders rushed to the area near Charles Hall Bridge on the Cherahalla Skyway, a 43-mile road connecting Tennessee and North Carolina. Upon arrival, they didn't find the caller, but instead discovered a lifeless man. The identification showed he was Brandon Christopher Andrade. At first, authorities believed his story of a bear chase leading to a fall. However, closer inspection raised doubts. The injuries didn't match those expected from a bear attack or a high fall. Something wasn't right. As the investigation continued, authorities discovered the deceased was not Brandon Andrade. The identification had been stolen and previously used for fraudulent purposes. The victim was later identified as Stephen Douglas Lloyd, a 34-year-old man from Knoxville, Tennessee. Stephen Lloyd had a complicated life. He had grown up in foster care before being adopted by a loving family. He struggled with trust issues and was diagnosed with reactive attachment disorder, making it hard for him to form secure connections. Despite these challenges, Lloyd was described as kind and deeply connected to nature. Though he sometimes lived on the streets, he stayed in touch with his family. Investigators uncovered that Lloyd had been lured into the woods by someone he trusted, 45-year-old Nicholas Wayne Hamlet, a man with a violent history and a knack for deception. Hamlet was already wanted in Alabama for parole violations and had a past conviction for a violent act in 2009. In that incident, Hamlet had lured a man to a wooded area under pretenses, threatened him with a weapon, and intended to harm him. The victim survived, leading to Hamlet's conviction for felony assault. This time, Hamlet's actions were even more sinister. He had gained Lloyd's trust, likely taking advantage of his vulnerabilities. Once he had lured Lloyd into the secluded woods near the Cherahalla Skyway, he caused his death using blunt force trauma. Hamlet's goal was to assume Lloyd's identity to evade authorities. To mislead investigators, Hamlet staged the scene to look like a bear attack and made the 911 call using the name Brandon Andrade. When law enforcement initially arrived, he provided false information, which delayed their ability to identify him. Before they could piece the clues together, Hamlet fled Tennessee. A multi-state search was launched, with authorities warning that Hamlet was dangerous and possibly armed. The manhunt spanned several states, including Tennessee, Montana, Alaska, Kentucky, North Carolina, and Florida. The United States Marshal Service issued a wanted poster and offered a $5,000 reward for information leading to his arrest. Hamlet's ability to use fake identities and blend in made tracking him a significant challenge. On Halloween night, he was reportedly seen in Chapin, South Carolina, where he had family ties. Despite efforts by local authorities, Hamlet managed to escape once again. The breakthrough came on November 10, 2024, almost 3 weeks after Lloyd's death. A hospital employee in Columbia, South Carolina, recognized Hamlet from a wanted poster and notified authorities. Hamlet, who had checked in under another alias, was arrested without resistance. His identity was confirmed through fingerprints. Monroe County Sheriff Tommy Jones expressed gratitude for the public's help, noting that community involvement played a key role in capturing Hamlet. The extradition process began to return Hamlet to Tennessee, where he would face charges for the incident. Stephen Lloyd's family was heartbroken by the loss of their son, who had placed his trust in the wrong person. Authorities described Hamlet as a manipulative individual who exploited others for his benefit. The case showed the dangers of crossing paths with someone as calculated and dangerous as Hamlet. Although Hamlet is now in custody, the tragic loss of Stephen Lloyd leaves a deep impact. His story reminds us to remain cautious when dealing with unfamiliar people, as appearances can often be deceiving. It was January 5, 2024, in Tulare County, California, when a group of 13 friends from Utah went on an adventurous canyoneering trip. Their destination was the Seven Teacups, a challenging yet stunning spot known for its striking rock formations and cascading pools. This trail, a favorite among thrill seekers, required endurance and skill, as hikers navigated steep inclines and slippery rocks. Among the group were three close friends: Janine Skinner, 34, a dietitian and health coach; David Bell, 48, a community leader and co-founder of the Harrington Center for the Arts; and Pete On, 48, an experienced outdoorsman. The trio shared a deep love for nature, often finding peace and joy in outdoor adventures. The group's leader, familiar with the trail's complexities, guided them through the rugged terrain. Spirits were high as the adventurers approached the final leg of their journey. Near the end, they reached a small pool at the base of a 4-foot drop. The pool appeared calm and inviting, a perfect spot to cool off after hours of strenuous activity. Janine was the first to jump in. Confident and ready to relax, she leaped into the water, unaware of the hidden danger below. Beneath the surface, a powerful undercurrent, possibly caused by a submerged log or rock, created a whirlpool. The current trapped Janine, pulling her under and preventing her from resurfacing. Her friends immediately realized something was wrong. Pete acted quickly, diving in to help her. At one point, he managed to break free from the whirlpool and extended his hand to Janine, but she couldn't grab hold. Determined to save her, Pete re-entered the water, putting himself in danger once again. David, watching Pete struggle, made the courageous decision to join the rescue. He briefly escaped the current but saw Pete lose consciousness. In a final act of bravery, David plunged back into the whirlpool to try to save his friends. Tragically, all three were overpowered by the water's force and lost consciousness. The rest of the group sprang into action, pulling the three friends from the water within 7 minutes. A tense and emotional scene unfolded as they performed cardiopulmonary resuscitation for over 20 minutes, desperately trying to revive them. When emergency personnel arrived, they confirmed the devastating news. Janine, David, and Pete had passed away. News of the tragedy deeply affected their community in Utah. Friends, family, and loved ones mourned the loss of three vibrant individuals who had touched countless lives. A Facebook group titled David, Janine, Pete Celebration of Life and Friendship became a space for sharing memories and honoring their legacy. David Bell was remembered as a selfless and inspiring leader. He co-founded the Harrington Center for the Arts and organized events through his company, Runtastic Events, supporting causes like cancer research, youth athletics, and mental health awareness. Valencia Green, his sister, remembered his deep connection to nature and how he found a spiritual bond with God in the outdoors. Janine Skinner, known for her adventurous spirit and gentle personality, made a lasting impact as a dietitian and friend. Her infectious laughter and ability to embrace life with kindness and courage were fondly remembered by those who knew her. Pete On was celebrated for his daring and selfless nature. His family and friends admired his bravery, noting that his final moments reflected his character, always putting others before himself. To assist with funeral costs, the families launched GoFundMe campaigns, which received widespread support. Tributes poured in, from heartfelt memories shared by friends to condolences from strangers moved by the story. The loss of Janine, David, and Pete resonated deeply, leaving a void in their community. The story of these three friends is a reminder of the bonds of friendship and the courage they showed in the face of danger. While their lives were tragically cut short, their memories live on, inspiring others to cherish each moment and the connections they share with loved ones. It was July 9, 2024, in Romania, a country celebrated for its stunning landscapes and one of the largest populations of brown bears in Europe. Maria Diana, a 19-year-old hiker, decided to explore the Bucegi Mountains with her boyfriend. What started as a day of adventure turned into a heartbreaking tragedy. Maria was a passionate hiker who enjoyed being outdoors. That morning, she and her boyfriend began hiking the Jepi Mici Trail, a well-known but challenging route near Valea Spumoasa, a peaceful waterfall in the mountains. Both were prepared and excited for the journey, unaware of the danger ahead. As they climbed, a large brown bear suddenly appeared on the trail, blocking their path. Startled, they froze. While bears typically avoid people unless threatened, this one showed unusual aggression. Maria's boyfriend, whose name has not been revealed, later recounted the terrifying encounter. He said he tried to scare the bear by making loud noises, hoping it would leave, but the bear didn't retreat. Instead, it charged toward them. In a panic, the couple contacted Romania's emergency services, Salvamont Prahova. Maria, trembling, described the situation to a dispatcher, emphasizing the bear's approach. Her boyfriend's desperate pleas for help could be heard in the background as the bear drew nearer. The bear attacked Maria, grabbing her leg with immense force. Her boyfriend tried to help but was unable to stop the bear as it dragged Maria off the trail and into thick vegetation. The situation quickly escalated. The bear pulled Maria toward the edge of a steep 400-foot cliff. In the chaos, Maria screamed and tried to resist, but the bear's strength overwhelmed her. Witnesses later said she might have slipped or lost her footing during the struggle. The call with emergency services abruptly ended. According to rescue officials, Maria either fell or was pushed over the cliff by the bear. The animal followed her into the ravine, which dropped about 120 meters. Tragically, Maria lost her life. Rescuers from Salvamont Prahova rushed to the scene. The rugged terrain and the bear's aggression made the operation extremely dangerous. When they arrived, they found the bear near Maria's lifeless body at the bottom of the cliff. The bear remained aggressive, forcing the rescue team to take defensive action. They had no choice but to fatally shoot the animal to ensure their safety and recover Maria's remains. Authorities later confirmed that Maria's injuries were severe and she could not have survived. Dan Banu, head of the local mountain rescue team, described the event as one of the most harrowing in recent memory. Maria's boyfriend, who witnessed the entire ordeal, was found physically unharmed but deeply traumatized. He had desperately attempted to scare the bear away and later expressed feelings of guilt, wishing he could have taken her place. The tragedy shocked the local community and raised questions about bear behavior in Romania. Experts began investigating why the bear acted so aggressively. While brown bears are known to attack if provoked or to protect their cubs, this incident was different. Wildlife expert Carmen Strungaru suggested the bear may have been sick, possibly with an illness like rabies, which could explain its aggression. Another theory was that extreme summer heat might have stressed the animal, affecting its behavior. Some experts questioned whether the bear intentionally dragged Maria over the cliff. Strungaru speculated that Maria, in her panic, might have slipped while trying to escape, with the bear following. Romania is home to around 8,000 brown bears, making encounters between bears and humans fairly common. Although most are non-violent, reports of attacks have increased. Between 2016 and 2021, there were 14 deaths and 158 injuries caused by bear encounters in the country, according to the World Animal Foundation. Environmentalists attribute this rise in incidents to habitat loss from deforestation, construction, and climate change. As human activity disrupts bear territories, the animals are forced closer to populated areas. Bears are also often drawn to food left behind by tourists or unsecured trash bins. In response, the Romanian government has introduced measures such as relocating aggressive bears and allowing authorities to neutralize bears that pose immediate threats. However, some activists believe more preventative actions, like secure trash bins and public education, are necessary to ensure the safety of both humans and wildlife. Maria Diana's story is a devastating reminder of the risks of encountering wildlife. While the Busegi Mountains remain a breathtaking destination, her tragic experience underscores the need for caution and respect when exploring nature. It was January 27, 2024, near Hanksville, Utah, at a place called Moonscape Overlook. This location is known for its lunar-like terrain, with gray mesas, cliffs, and stunning views of the Blue Valley below. Among the visitors that day was 19-year-old Jonathan Fielding, a passionate photographer from Blue Springs, Missouri. He had recently moved to Orem, Utah, and joined his friends on a photo shoot to capture the breathtaking desert landscape. Jonathan was the only son in a family of 6 children. Known for his intelligence and kindness, he excelled in sports, academics, and photography. He was an Eagle Scout and a talented athlete in track and field. His family described him as a genuine and caring person who brought happiness to those around him. His sister Rebecca often called him her person, someone she could always rely on. At Moonscape Overlook, Jonathan was in his element, exploring angles and lighting to photograph the dramatic scenery. However, the cliffs in the area, though beautiful, were unstable due to erosion. While attempting to capture the perfect shot, Jonathan stepped close to the edge, ignoring a friend's warning. The ground beneath him suddenly gave way, and he fell 1,400 feet into the canyon below. His friends, shocked, immediately called for help. Rescue teams arrived quickly, but Jonathan had not survived the fall. The news devastated his family, who were left grappling with the sudden loss. 2 days later, Rebecca traveled from Missouri to Utah to visit the place where her brother had passed. The journey to Moonscape Overlook was difficult, with rough roads leading to the site. Upon arrival, Rebecca was struck by how deceptive the cliffs appeared, seemingly solid but dangerously unstable. She described the area as wild and unforgiving, and was alarmed to see hikers venturing close to the edge, unaware of the risks. Determined to honor her brother's memory, Rebecca left a journal at the site. Initially, she had planned to write a farewell letter, but as she sat on the ledge, a beam of sunlight broke through the clouds, bringing her comfort. Instead of saying goodbye, she filled the journal with memories of her brother. The journal became a tribute to Jonathan's life. Hikers who found it added their messages, and it eventually became known as Jonathan Fielding's Journal Journey. A Facebook page was created to track its travels, allowing people to connect through their shared grief and appreciation for Jonathan's story. Rebecca found comfort in the collective tribute, which made her feel less alone. To her, the journal symbolized her brother's legacy, uniting people to reflect on the risks of exploring nature and the value of life. Memorial services were held for Jonathan in Utah and Missouri. Friends and family gathered to share stories of his kindness and passion. His photography, a reflection of his talent and dedication, was displayed at the services. One image retrieved from his camera stood out, a long exposure shot of the siblings stargazing in Utah, with Jonathan using a flashlight to draw a heart in the sky. For Rebecca, the photos were more than memories. They served as reminders of her brother's creativity and love for life. He had big dreams, but more importantly, he was a kind person who cared deeply for others. Rebecca used her grief to raise awareness about the dangers of unstable cliffs. Through a heartfelt Facebook post, she urged others to be cautious, reminding them that no view was worth risking their life. She warned that even though the ground may look solid, it could still be eroding, and urged people not to take unnecessary risks. Her message resonated with many and served as a reminder of the risks involved in outdoor adventures. Jonathan's story has inspired countless people to appreciate the beauty of nature while respecting its unpredictability. Through the journal and the memories he left behind, Jonathan's legacy continues to touch lives. It was December 14, 2024, near the Montserrat mountain range in Spain. Isaac Andic, the billionaire founder of Mango, was enjoying a family hiking trip. At 71, Andic was known as a visionary businessman, a devoted family man, and a prominent figure in the Catalonian community. However, this outing ended in a tragic accident. Andic and his family, including his son Jonathan, were exploring the rugged Salnodar Caves, a popular but challenging spot outside Barcelona. The Montserrat Range, celebrated for its stunning views, also poses significant risks due to its steep and uneven terrain. At around 12:30 p.m., Andic slipped while navigating a steep section of the path, falling about 100 meters or 320 feet into a ravine. The area's difficult accessibility made rescue efforts more complicated. Jonathan quickly contacted emergency services, and rescue teams, including a helicopter, arrived promptly. Despite their efforts, Andic could not be saved. Local police confirmed the incident took place during a family hike, with witnesses describing the sudden, devastating turn of events. Isaac Andic's life was a remarkable journey. Born in Istanbul in 1953, he moved to Spain with his family in the 1960s, settling in Catalonia. As a teenager, he demonstrated an entrepreneurial spirit by selling T-shirts to his classmates. These humble beginnings paved the way for his success in retail, eventually leading him to establish Mango in 1984 with his older brother Naman. The first Mango store opened in Barcelona on Paseo de Gracia, symbolizing the brand's aspirations. Under Andic's leadership, Mango expanded into one of Europe's largest fashion retailers, operating nearly 2,800 stores in 120 markets. By 2023, the company reported a turnover of 3.1 billion euros, with over a third of sales generated online. Andic's vision went beyond business success. He emphasized quality, accessibility, and innovation, positioning Mango as a strong competitor to fast fashion brands like Zara. His achievements earned him numerous accolades, including the Kingdom of Spain Entrepreneurial Career Award in 2024. Beyond business, Andic was a dedicated philanthropist and a prominent member of the Catalan Jewish community. His contributions to both his community and the global fashion industry left a lasting impact. News of his passing shocked Spain and the international fashion world. Mango's chief executive officer, Tony Ruiz, released a statement expressing deep regret over the unexpected death of Isaac Andic, the company's non-executive chairman and founder. He praised Andic as an example for everyone, highlighting his legacy, which reflected both the success of the business and his human qualities. Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez expressed condolences on social media, commending Andic's contributions to making Mango a global fashion leader. Catalonia's President Salvador Illa described him as a committed businessman who elevated the region's global profile. Friends, colleagues, and political figures echoed these sentiments, mourning the loss of a visionary leader. Rescue teams later described the operation to recover Andic's body as particularly challenging due to the rugged terrain. Despite their swift response, the fall proved fatal. His death left a significant void in the lives of his family and the Mango organization. Jonathan, who had been preparing to step into his father's role, now faces the responsibility of carrying forward his legacy. Mango reaffirmed its commitment to honoring Andic's vision. Chief Executive Officer Tony Ruiz emphasized that it was their responsibility to ensure Mango remained the project Isaac had envisioned and would have been proud of. Andic's life was marked by resilience, innovation, and determination. From selling t-shirts in his youth to leading one of the world's most successful fashion brands, his journey inspired many. He transformed Mango into a global powerhouse, leaving behind not only a thriving business, but also a lasting legacy of leadership. The fashion industry continues to reflect on Andic's contributions, while questions linger about the tragedy. Could additional safety measures have prevented the accident? What steps can be taken to ensure the safety of hikers in similarly hazardous areas? Though his passing is a profound loss, Andic's achievements and vision ensure his influence will endure for generations.